A few years ago, Cardi B posted from the Met Gala. She didn't just show off the dress. She asked a question. And then she dropped three words that should have chilled everyone. Dressed to kill. We think the Met Gala is a fashion show. It's not. It's a modern-day court of Versailles. We are watching a high-level exchange of human currency in real time. Look at the word house. House of Balenciaga, House of Gucci, House of Dior. You think that's about a brand? No. In history, a house is a dynasty, or it's a maison closed, a closed brothel. Let's go back to the source, Louis XIV, the Sun King. He outlawed prostitution in Paris, but what did he really do? He centralized it. He built Versailles and created a system where you couldn't survive unless you were in. He used the fashion industry to bankrupt the nobility, so they were forced to rely on him for everything. This is where the Mindinettes come in, the seamstresses of France. These women lived in absolute poverty, stitching gold thread for the elite, but they were dressed in the finest scraps. They were the original glorified slaves, highly decorated, perfectly polished, and forced into informal prostitution to the very men buying the clothes they made. The fashion house was always a front for the power of the elite over the body. Now connect that to the House of the Rising Sun in the French Court of New Orleans, a city built on French blood and French occultism. There was a woman, Madame Lalaurie. She was the peak of fashion in high society. She threw the most elaborate, beautiful parties in the city. Downstairs, champagne, silk, and elite dancing. But upstairs, in the attic, horrors that the police couldn't even describe when they finally broke in. People being tortured, experimented on, and murdered while the music played below. That is the blueprint. The party is the distraction. The fashion is the camouflage for the dress to kill reality happening behind closed doors. Kind of like what happened with Whitney Houston at Clive Davis's Grammy party. It's not a conspiracy when they're showing you the Balenciaga mistakes. They weren't mistakes, they were signals. The house hasn't changed. From the Sun King's court to the French Court of New Orleans to the red carpet in New York, it is the same system. They take the vulnerable, children, models, celebrity slaves, and they dress them in the finest silks to signal their ownership. And they call it art. They call it haute couture, but when you look at the history of the house, you realize it's a slaughterhouse. Cardi was right. They are dressed to kill. The question is, who was a victim and who was a guest at the table? Stop looking at the clothes. Start looking at the house.